Hello everybody, my name is Davis and welcome back to another video, and today we are here for another severe weather breakdown. Now we've got a lot of stuff to talk about today, including this massive storm's final day of being really that problematic, some big snowstorms that are going to be coming up, and much more. So let's go ahead and get right into it, starting off with the SPC outlook for today, where we have a slight risk of severe weather across portions of the panhandle of Florida and lower Alabama, okay? So let's go ahead and get into the threats of the spring, starting off with the tornado threat for today. You have a 5% chance to see a tornado in your town if you're in the brown shaded area there, alright? We could see a tornado or two today. I think it's definitely possible. I don't know about likely. I think that most of the danger is going to stay out in the Gulf of Mexico, but it could happen. Damaging wind threat, you have a 5% chance to see wind gusts of 60 miles per hour or higher in your town if you're anywhere from New Orleans back over to Tallahassee, so look out for that. And then the hail threat for today, we have no hail threat. Now moving on to tomorrow, we do not have any risks of severe weather, and then moving on to Monday, no risks of severe weather. So let's go ahead and move on to the snowfall totals over the next 24 hours or so, right? So this is going to be potentially what we could be working with here by 8 a.m. Central Time tomorrow. Compare that to whatever your local time zone is. Let's break this down state by state. We're going to start off with Washington here, where portions of the southwest Washington area, you could get a few inches of snow around Yakima, alright, maybe upwards of half a foot in the mountains. Holy crap, there's actually a 14.8 inch reading here in the mountains. Okay, so maybe a little bit more than I thought. I think that's safe to say. Around Tacoma, you could be dealing with over a foot of snow if you're just southeast of the city, okay? So definitely look out for that. A lot of snow is going to be possible here. And this is just over the next 23 hours out to 8 a.m. Central Time tomorrow. This is a lot of snow, guys. Oregon, okay, even worse. Northeast portions of the state could see well over a foot in some areas of the isolated portions of the mountains. I'm probably not going to be able to get a good reading. Readings are kind of hard to get in Oregon. Never mind, there's a 20-inch reading here just south of Twin Mountain. 20 inches of snow, guys. That is insane. That is a lot of snow to fall over a 24-hour period, right? That is just ridiculous, okay? You've definitely got to look out for that, all right? Some of that snow is already on the ground now, so not necessarily that much more is going to fall, but we could see a similar situation to that, maybe just with a few inches less off of these totals, so keep that in mind. But 20 inches, that is crazy. Okay, so definitely look out for that. And then we've got Idaho, which is probably the worst state out of all of them. Central and south central portions of the state could see a lot of snow here. There's a 13-inch reading, but that really doesn't feel that special after what we just saw. So definitely look out for that. This is going to be a lot of snowfall in central Idaho as well. There is also an area in southeast Idaho that could see a lot of snow, so look out for that. Again, well over a foot in some of these mountains, but again, not everybody lives in the mountains. But there is a 1 foot reading here around Orimo, okay, so look out for that. The snow isn't just going to fall in the mountains, okay, there's going to be some in the towns, but this amount of snow is only going to be found in the mountains, definitely. Montana, southwest portions of the state, again, we're in that area where you could see over a foot of snow around Bozeman, Gardiner, okay, this whole area in the mountains, you could definitely see a lot, and I mean a lot of snow. Unfortunately, I cannot pick up a good reading here, but just know it's a ton, okay? Even for you guys up in the mountains, that's a lot of snow. Wyoming, northwest portions of the state, same thing. Potentially over a foot in isolated areas. Cook Peak, Mount Washburn, and then all these other mountaintops around here. Need to be on the lookout for that. There's a 12.8 inch reading, but again, that feels like nothing compared to that 20 inch reading over in Oregon. So look out for that. We got Utah, where the area's just southeast of Salt Lake City. I mean, guys, you could be dealing with well over a foot of snow. Once again, kind of approaching that 1.5 foot of snow zone, maybe even higher than that. Okay, it's ridiculous. Around in between Heber City and then also Salt Lake City here, there's a 10.7 inch reading. I'm sure I could get a better one than that if I tried. There's an 11.1 inch reading here just north of Camp Cloud Rim. Okay, so the Salt Lake City suburbs have got to look out for this. A lot of snow again, and that's one of our more populated areas, which is why I'm so worried about it. Nevada here, northeast portions of Nevada even could get on that action of upwards of half a foot of snow, and that's uncommon for this time of year, guys. Early December here, we don't always see half a foot of snow in Nevada, okay? That's pretty rare, honestly. California, same thing. Northeast portions of the state could be approaching 4 or 5 inches of snow maybe, so look out for that. Let's see here. What other states have we got? We got Colorado, where the north central portions of the state could be in that, half a foot of snow to foot of snow range. There's a 14-inch reading here. Southeast of Steamboat Springs, 11.8-inch reading around there as well. So definitely look out for that. I mean, again, that's really only mountaintops that are going to see that kind of snow action, so I don't want to paint the picture like that's the whole state of Colorado is going to see that, but definitely some areas to look out for in Colorado, okay? Denver could get a light dusting of snow, maybe upwards of an inch or two. Alright, then we have got Nebraska here. Nebraska, west central portions of the state could get just a tiny bit of snow, just west of Scottsbluff, not even reaching into Scottsbluff, so look out for that. And then there's also an area around Beatrice that could see a dusting of snow, upwards of half an inch. Kansas, similar story. There's an isolated portion in northeastern portions of the state that could see a dusting of snow upwards of half an inch, just northwest of Wakefield and Manhattan, so look out for that. South Dakota, isolated northwestern portions of the state could get in that dusting zone north of Buffalo, and then same thing for North Dakota. Southwest portions of the state, around Bowman, could get upwards of a third of an inch of snow, maybe, not that much. Okay, so look out for that. New Mexico, I guess technically, does get a dusting of snow showing here, around just north of Santa Fe, if you get lucky, or unlucky if you don't like snow, then you could get some snow in the mountaintops, upwards of an inch. So look out for that. Missouri's getting in on this action now. Northeast Missouri could get a little dusting of snow around Cahokia. Okay, Iowa. Iowa's another state that could actually see a decent amount of snow here. In eastern portions of the state, from Des Moines back over to Davenport, I mean, upwards of half an inch, maybe even areas even higher than that are possible over the next 24 hours or so. Iowa's had a pretty good past few days for snow totals, so look out for that. 0.7-inch reading there north of Waverly. And then we have got Minnesota up here, where southeast portions of the state could see upwards of an inch of snow around Brownsville. There's a 1.2-inch reading. Same thing for northeast Iowa, actually. Maybe an inch of snow in the mountaintops. Wisconsin here, alright. South central Wisconsin could see a few inches of snow, maybe in isolated areas. There's several 1.7, 1.8-inch readings around here, so look out for that. And then also east central Wisconsin, you could get an inch or two of snow, so look out for that. Illinois, okay, northeast Illinois, just north of Chicago, could get maybe an inch or two of snow around Lindenhurst, one of the Chicago suburbs. And then also some snow in northwestern Illinois around Davenport, Princeton, but that's just your general dusting area once again. Michigan, we're going to start off with the UP here. Maybe isolated snow in southwestern portions of the UP, but not that much. Just your average dusting, right? And then we've got the Oven Mitt of Michigan here, where you could see over an inch of snow, potentially, maybe even over an inch and a half of snow. There's a 1.6-inch reading, 1.5, 1.4, 1.6, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, 1.6, so just look out for that, just your general 1.5 inches of snow kind of around northern portions of the state. What else have we got here? New York State, northern New York could get upwards of 2 inches of snow once you really start to push that New York-Canada border. 2.3-inch reading, 1.9, 1.9, so look out for that. Vermont, northern half of the state could get a dusting of snow, maybe upwards of half an inch. Same thing with New Hampshire. I feel like these two always have similar snow totals and where the snow falls at. Maine, okay, western portions of Maine could get upwards of an inch of snow, kind of along the Maine-Canada border, pretty much the whole way up, so look out for that. But other than that, that's it for the snow totals, right? We always spend a lot of time on this segment, but it was worth it today. I mean, 20 inches of snow, come on guys, that's a lot of snow. Even I don't care if you live in the mountains, that's a lot of snow to fall in 24 hours. Watches, warnings, and advisories, alright? Winter storm warnings in the pink. A lot of those counties that we're getting those 20-inch readings are going to be in the pink. In the purples, winter weather advisories. Look out for that. Dark greens are actually going to be your flood watches. Okay, we have some of those in the northwest around the winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories, but we also have some of those in the deep south here, all right? As we could see a lot of rain in this area today. I believe there's either a marginal, but I think it's actually a slight risk of flash flooding today, so look out for that. We do have a special weather statement in portions of the Florida Panhandle, specifically for Franklin and Gulf counties, for a strong thunderstorm producing wind gusts of 40 miles per hour, and then Apalachicola is actually under a special marine warning for winds of 40 miles per hour as well, so look out for that. We've also got flood advisories extending from a line from Panama City all the way back over to Tallahassee, so look out for that for sure. But other than that, pretty calm right now. Lots of fog over the United States, especially the eastern half. Tropical tidbits. All right, finally, we're just gonna take a look at the radar here. All right, what's next to come? Right, well, we can see our system down in portions of the Dixie Alley, producing some heavy rainfall and thunderstorms, and then that system in the northwest producing a lot of snow and maybe some thunderstorms if you're in northwest portions of Washington. We go into noon today. We see that storm kind of head off to the east here in southeast Alabama. So look out for that. We go a little bit further, we can see that this evening most of the storms will be in portions of central Georgia, so look out for that. Midnight tonight, alright, we're not going to be working with too much. That snow system's going to move off to the south and the east, just dumping snow over all these states here. And then, I mean, not much to speak on after that, right? Maybe some snow in the northeast New England area, maybe some ice accumulation even. But we get past that system, and then we're really looking at the northwest around Tuesday here for some thunderstorms that could kind of overtake that snow, but a lot of ice as well, actually. So we may see some pretty intense ice storm action in portions of Washington over the next few days. Just have to wait and see. After that, I mean, not really much, guys. We're not working with a lot. There will be the occasional snowstorm that will move through here, and then if the models are projecting correctly, I mean, this is going to be a pretty crazy storm, actually, down the Dixie Alley once again here. 1004 millibar low pressure system, Mississippi, around December 11th. It's hinting at something crazy for you guys. Even, like, December 10th here, you could get some storm action all the way from Texas back up into Iowa, maybe even Wisconsin. So definitely look out for that. And this storm gets huge, by the way. Going into December 12th, I mean, that is just some pretty crazy thunderstorm action right there. I don't know if it's going to be that intense. We're very far out. You have to keep that in mind. And then we've also got a lot of freezing rain accumulation around northern Illinois, northern Indiana, northern Ohio, and a lot of snowfall accumulation across portions of northern Illinois and eastern Iowa. So we'll have to see what plays out there. Once we get past that, not really too much. Not too much at all. So, if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.